Hello and welcome to another of Dumaray's tutorials for tournament. We're going to take a quick look at Executioner today. Now the goal for this, sorry, we're just gonna do that. The goal for this is to make it so you understand how to get roughly a 350. I'm not gonna bother explaining the parts that everybody can at least somewhat understand and see visually here. But we are going to discuss the parts that everybody needs to know about. So for one, this right here, tilt over the exit. Okay? Does everybody understand? Now, right here, you want to time your boost so that you either fire in the air right before the tube, or you can cancel your boost right before the tube, or you cancel your boost as you're about to go in. So there's a little bit of variation you can get. Now, what should you be doing at this point? In my opinion, the by far easiest method to deal with the entrance of this tube is to do a very small jump towards the yellow and black caution rim that surrounds the tube. So what do I mean by that? So what I often notice is that people, when they do this, will do a big jump into the center of the tube, roughly like that, right? So they're doing a nice big jump into the center. Now, most of the time, this is probably going to work out. However, sometimes you're going to get stuck. You won't be able to rotate. Another thing is that I do not trust going into the tube for tournament like this. Like, it does work most of the time, but I don't trust it. Anyways, so yeah, a big jump into the middle, the dead middle, will sometimes get you stuck. But if instead of doing that, just do a jump right to the edge there. You see how I'm aiming for the yellow and black part? Just do this nice and slowly. Right there. You see how I'm aiming for the yellow and black part rather than the tube? As long as you are on the correct TFPS, somewhere between 48 and 60 FPS, and using R600 exclusively, then you will always live this most of the time, even if you were still boosting. And as long as you cut the boost right before you get like pulled into it, you're gonna be fine. Just don't hold slide. If you hold slide, or you're gonna probably have some consequences. But just aiming right there, no inputs at this point, but nose down and thrust or throttle, you're gonna live, and you're not gonna get stuck in the middle, which means you're gonna actually be able to plan how to do XE. Now, here comes the fun part. Tube. Now, I'm not gonna give you a tube pattern because I just do the same thing every time anyways. But this exit, hotly debated exit. Some people say do that, right? But what is this result? Right, what is the result of this? It means that I can't turn without taking risk, for one. Like, if I try to turn while doing this, I'm taking a lot of damage on it. It's like even like the smallest input, and I'm risking dying. If you hold nose up, you'll see that you do die. If you angle your pod, you'll see that you do die. So what do? Instead of doing that, flat out your pod. You just flatten it to the ground. Slight turn and hold a little bit of slide. Perfect. And what is it? Why do you want to do this? Because now I'm charging the boost on exit. Right? I'm charging the boost on exit. I'm living consistently. And I know for a fact that this will not kill me. Like 99.99% of the time, if you just hold nose down, a little bit of slide right at the end, and start steering to the left, right, immediately. It gets you set up for an early boost, which means that you can use all this beautiful fast terrain too. And you're gonna live it constantly. See this? It's really easy. Flatten the pod. Full nose down, a little bit of slide, a little bit of turn. Easy. Even if you over exaggerate it, you're still gonna live, you're just gonna have a bad line. Like, look at this. I'm gonna start holding slide from here. I'm gonna full turn. Oh, look at that, I lived. Okay, we're gonna do that again. Slide, full turn, and I lived. It's just that easy. It's very generous. I'm just telling you, if you do the late slide and you do just a little turn, then you can full steer afterwards, and it'll get you a nice big one. So yeah, don't do this. Maybe you'll live, maybe you won't. If you turn too early, you might die. It is possible to die from this. Now, if you really don't want to do nose down, even though it improves your chances of living, right? Like if you end up like this, yeah, you're gonna die if you hold upside down. If you end up upside down, you're gonna want to hold nose up and slide. That's really the most consistent way to live it, is nose up and slide. I believe you can even do this and do the correct turning. Yeah, you can. It's kind of silly looking. Anyways, yeah, so you flatten, do this, makes the executioner tube really. As for this door, don't try to be fancy, right? Don't go for any boost holds. Just get on this hill, do your boost, and just tilt through the door. Don't try to do anything. You don't need to stretch your boost that thin. Remember, the goal is to get about a 350. Got your boost here. Then you're gonna hold the boost through about there, right over the worm. Now, why do I suggest that? Well, again, our goal is 350, so we just want consistent strength. We're not trying to push it to the absolute, right? So we could push a lot harder. Let's just see a whole lap, and then let's take a look at the ending tubes faster. For reference, I am currently on 6600. But I do like 48,600 here probably as well. So we're gonna tilt over the end of the red carpet, like so. We are going to use our boost so that our fire is timed to right there. Go over the yellow and black. We're gonna have a tube pattern that we find for ourselves. We're gonna nose down, slight slide and turn and exit. We're going to boost through the door while tilting, reboost. We're gonna land, reboost, cut the boost, boost again, and cut the boost there. Now we're gonna wait until near the end of the tube. We're gonna boost and boost. Hold a slide over there. And that gets us a 117.27 first lap, which is setting us up very well for a nice sub 350 tip. And just to prove to you what these strats are capable of, we're gonna go ahead and just do a quick run all the way to the end. We're boosting over there. We're going to time it so that our boost maxes out heat right before the tube entrance. I was a little bit low heat, so it's okay to find a spot to do a little bit of a mini boost in here. The nose down, the slide, the slight turn, having the belly towards the ground. Easy survival. And that set us up with a 116.2 second lap. Again, meaning we are well on our way to a nice, easy sub 350. Now, for this last stint in the tube, our main focus is to use enough heat to fire at the end. So we're just going to hold this boost all the way through. 1, 2, boost again, and boost again. And this will get you pretty close. You probably want to count to 3 instead of 2. But that's a 348. And that's without pushing your luck too far on the tube heat. It's without pushing your lines too hard. So you can get to a 350. And consistently, I promise. Now, let's take a look at everything. It's a little bit more fun. Now, I hate playing tracks with the collision on when it comes to this stuff, just because it's very distracting to me. But for the sake of showing you the fast terrain tubes, where the fast terrain is versus where it isn't, we are going to have visuals on. Ignore the green here, it doesn't mean anything. Alright. So this whole thing here is blue so far. And then it's yellow. And then it goes back to purple. So the ending purple section is the only part that isn't fast terrain. The rest of it you can think of as being uniform fast terrain. So you can boost a little bit at the end, and you'll be okay. As for this one, you have fast terrain, then you have no fast terrain again, and then we're going to end on no fast terrain in this section. That was a really fast lap one, wow. Kind of random. But yeah. Anyway, that's all it is. That's the basics of Executioner. I would say those visuals kind of don't perfectly align, but they kind of give you an idea of where everything is. I'd recommend looking through the Blender models / breaking through the tubes to see where you actually feel the fast terrain versus where you don't, just for yourself, kind of get a little bit of a better reference. But if you follow the boost patterns I gave earlier in the video, you can easily get yourself to that 350 level. Just remember all the little tips, study up, practice, and you'll be good to go for your first race in your next match. So thank you for watching, and let me know if you like this style of video before these rounds, because I'll do another one if you guys do.